How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all continuing to have a great December, great holidays, and a Merry Christmas to all of you. Of course, we're going to be talking about positives and negatives about the Santa Claus 2. Make sure to also subscribe if you guys haven't already, and also head over to Twitch. Follow me there at Douglas447. I stream there at least once a week, whether it be for Battlefield, Call of Duty, Destiny 2, Halo, or whatever else I'm in the mood for, or anything you guys suggest. Also, if you guys have any movies you guys want me to watch and review here on my channel, please let me know down in the comment section, and I will get to them as soon as possible, as long as it is on disc, digital outlet, or Disney Plus. So basically, the big question is the Santa Claus 2 an improvement? Does it build and grow and expand on what the first movie established? What the first movie set the groundwork for? Did the Santa Claus 2 improve, or was it worse? And to be completely honest with you guys, this is not an improvement over the first film. This film, it the fact that it is called Santa Claus 2 is kind of weird because there is so much in this movie taking place that it could have been its own film. It doesn't feel like a sequel to the Santa Claus 2. It feels like another Christmas movie, and it could have been called anything else, unfortunately. So this really isn't an improvement. It feels more like I'm watching another holiday movie, and it has characters from the first film, making it the Santa Claus 2, unfortunately. So basically, the premise is Scott, aka Santa Claus, has to marry by Christmas Eve, or otherwise he loses his title as Santa, and yeah, that's the premise of the movie, basically. That's the general gist. Which, honestly, considering the fact that, like I said in my review of the Santa Claus 1, he really didn't have a choice in becoming Santa in the first place, so honestly, I would have given up the title and let someone else take it. Also, it would have been cool to see, like, because he ends up finding a Mrs. Claus, what would have happened if he didn't? Like, they don't even explain as to what really would happen if he doesn't find a Mrs. Claus. Like, they're like, oh no, no more Christmas, no more people delivering presents to children. And I'm like, I would have kind of liked to see that play out. Like, even if it is just like in a nightmare in Santa Claus's dreams, I would have liked to see that play out for a few minutes. But I guess they don't want to make this a dark movie. But, like, seriously, I want to see the what if part of this other side of the coin, and they never do that. This is a good family funny movie, and there is a lot of heartwarming moments and elements. This is still great for all ages. It does expand on the lore and the favorite characters that we got in the first film, but not by much. This does give us more of what most fans really enjoyed and loved about the first film. Unfortunately, this still gives us some old and new bad and unnecessary characters and plots, which I will discuss in a minute. The reason for Charlie in this film actually having to be on the naughty list was really cool because he's lashing out at the fact that he doesn't get to spend enough time with his father, and he doesn't like the fact that his dad is Santa Claus and he can't tell anybody about it. So he has this inner turmoil, this inner war going on that he's constantly having to keep secrets, and it's tearing him up from the inside out. And so he's lashing out by doing graffiti and things. Elizabeth Mitchell as Carl Calvin, aka the actress that ends up becoming Mrs. Santa Claus, was really cool. Great casting. Love her acting. I liked her in Lost and in the Once Upon a Time TV show. Really great actress. We also get to see the Council of Legends, which I thought was pretty interesting. So we get to actually see like the Easter Bunny, Sandman, Tooth Fairy, things, people like that, which I thought was pretty cool. And then this film also still keeps the question as to which is most important, money or family. And that's about it for positives. There are so many negatives in this movie, I don't even know where to start. The Santa Claus 2. There is a second Santa Claus. Why did they have to use the whole Santa Claus as an actual clause for these movies to actually have a plot? Why? Okay, so first of all, there is way too many plots and characters in this movie for anyone to actually care about. Like, you don't really get attached to a single character in this movie. You don't. And if you do, congratulations, but you're just lying to yourself. There's too many plots. There's 3 plots in this movie. This movie is an hour and 37 minutes long, and there's 3 plots, which means each plot technically should have about half an hour to actually be good. Unfortunately, they don't. The balance of the scales for the plots don't work. There's 3 plots, all taking place in a short film. You've got the havoc going on at the North Pole, you have Santa trying to find a wife, and Charlie's on the naughty list, and how are you going to get Charlie off the naughty list? Well, first of all, none of them have a truly satisfying conclusion, which makes the ending of the movie completely abrupt, and the film just honestly feels unsatisfying. And it feels like when you get to the end of the film, you've wasted 90 minutes of your life. Like, Charlie is still on the naughty list at the end of the movie. They never resolve that. The havoc at the North Pole is sort of resolved, but like we never get to see like them clean up the mess. We never get to see them actually, take care of the like what actually happens to the evil clone Santa. We never get to see any of that. Yeah, Santa does end up marrying, and so there is a Mrs. Claus now. But he just takes off to go deliver presents. He goes and does that. There's some other things, but we never get to see anything else after that. I get there's a 3rd movie, but I would have liked this movie to actually like tie up and end one of the plot lines. Like, there's so much that happens and they didn't actually end anything. There's no ending to this movie. It just ends, cliffhanger ending for 3 plots. Also, let's talk about the fact that if Scott Calvin's Santa Claus has to find a Mrs. Claus, why didn't the Santa before Scott have a wife at the North Pole awaiting her husband's return? If Scott Calvin has to have a wife, a Mrs. Claus, and she primarily stays at the North Pole, why didn't the Santa before Scott have a Mrs. Claus at the North Pole as well? Why? Why does Scott Santa need a wife while apparently past ones haven't? Think about that when you rewatch this movie. Think about that for a second. Also, everyone agrees that making these toy clones and toy clone Santa is a very, very bad idea. Yet they go along with it anyway. Because movie has to happen. Like, they acknowledge that it's not going to go well and it's going to cause havoc and problems. Yet they do it anyway because the movie needs a villain. It needs a villain, I guess. There's really not a villain in this movie, to be honest, which is kind of a bad thing. Also, the elves are kind of stupid thinking that Toy Santa is actually Santa Claus until the Toy Santa ends up creating his own toy army. Dumb. Also, let's talk another thing about choice. I talked about this last time in my Santa Claus review, but Carol really doesn't have much of a choice in becoming Mrs. Claus. Because even though she does love Scott Calvin, aka Santa, if she doesn't marry Scott Calvin, aka Santa, Christmas ends. So she really doesn't have a choice in the matter. Like, she doesn't want Christmas to end, so I guess she'll marry Santa Claus. But she's kind of like pressured into it by not only the elves, but now Santa. Why is it that these movies have a hard time giving characters a choice? Like, seriously, why is it so difficult? Honestly, guys, Santa Claus 2, it is a enjoyable film to watch. with friends and family during the holiday season. Unfortunately, it's not an improvement over the first film, and I'll be completely honest, when I get to Santa Claus 3, you're not going to like what I have to rate that one and what I talk about. I'll just be completely honest with you guys, the first one is the best, and everything just kind of goes downhill from here. And the fact that they are trying to greenlight a Santa Claus 4 has me worried because I don't know and care about it. So with that, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Bye, guys.